just a few words about kind of the background of GP. So GP is GP stands for general purpose, and the idea of general purpose is that languages like Python or Java or JavaScript or C++ are sort of general purpose. Nobody thinks of them as just for doing animation or just for doing web servers, or you just do anything in those languages. So it seemed to me when I started this project that it would be nice to have a language that was blocks-based that you could use for kind of for anything. Now obviously, there's some things that are easier to do than others, but the idea with GP is that it should be able to access files, process numbers and strings, access the internet, access hardware like serial ports and sound and cameras. So eventually it will be able to do all of those things. Another thing is that I also wanted to be able to let people make applications that are standalone, and GP can already do that to some extent for some platforms. Who is GP aimed at? Well, again, there's kind of one answer is everybody, because it's designed for casual programmers. It's maybe easier to say who it's not aimed at. It's not aimed at professional programmers. They already have tons of tools that are designed just for professional programming. So it's I definitely don't want GP to become yet another professional programming tool. What I hope it is for everybody else, which includes educators, but also as I sort of mentioned earlier, people who are casual programmers who want to build things that are useful for themselves or for a group of people that that they work with. As an example, if you were running, well, just a real example from my life is that a neighbor of mine broke her leg recently. So everybody in the apartment building is helping to walk her dog. And we're using a Google Doc to sort of keep track of who's walking the dog when. But it would be nice to have a little app that would run on your cell phone that was just had a tailored user interface just for that. There's no rocket science. It's just a matter of day, morning, evening, what day, and who is in that slot. It'd be nice to have an app that was just exactly that. And of course, doodle polls. There's many general purpose things on the web that could do that. But it seems like if you could make that app in 2 hours, I would do it. I have to say GP can't make that app in 2 hours, but if it could, that's the goal, is to be able to do something like that. GP is free, I just want to point that out. It runs on pretty much most platforms. In some platforms it runs in the web browser, such as on Android and iOS currently, but we're actually working on a native port for iOS and native ports for Android eventually. Let's see.